So if you're interested in doing CQA corrections today because you're not satisfied with your score for any reason, there are some specific steps you need to take in order to earn credit back. It's not as easy as just going back and clicking a different box and magically getting points. So it's going to be very important that you either read the instructions carefully and follow the example carefully, or watch this video while we do a sample problem together and repeat that process throughout. So on your Google Classroom today, after I'm done with this video, I'm going to upload this video with the CQA corrections form and links to your notes. It will be a little different than this example you see right here, because this year I put all the notes in 2 slide decks instead of 4. And also, as long as you give me your corrections by Friday morning, I can definitely get them in the grade book. If you do them during the day tomorrow, I probably can. But the last day before the end of the semester is always a little chaotic, so I can't promise anything on that point. So the form you're going to get when you click on the link, or you can have a paper copy, this is what the heading will look like. Now, each question on the CQA was worth 3 or 4% of your total grade. Multiple choice were worth 4, everything else was worth 3. Now, each properly completed correction will earn you 2 or 2.6% back, so you can get 2/3 of your credit back. So if you got a 50 on the CQA, you lost 50 points. Well, 2/3 of 50 is about 33 points. So if you did all of them correct, all the corrections correctly, you could earn 33 points back and take that F to a B. That is how big of a deal right corrections are. So there are 3 things I expect. Number 1, each correction must be handwritten on a piece of paper. You can write it on the instruction paper or a piece of lined notebook paper. I don't care which. Has to be correction. Each correction, part 2, must have the complete question written down with the correct answer. I recommend restating it and then writing the answer down with it. This forces you to read and think about it and record the answer. And then 3, each correction must have a source where you found the correct answer. It is not enough to just know that, well, if it wasn't answer D, it's answer B, and I'm going to write that down and magically get points. Now, you have to dig back into the content and hunt for the right answer and prove to me that you found it. You can use your notes or textbook for that, and I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So let's look at an example. The first question was, under the Constitution, how many branches of government does the U.S. have? And in our example, the student selected 2, and some of you may have done that. The correct answer is 3, though. So an accurate correction would look like the example where I changed the font to more of a handwriting style. And I said, under the Constitution, the U.S. government has 3 branches of government. Notice there's a source here. Let me show you what I mean by source. So now that I'm trying to find out or prove how many branches of government there are, you can use your textbook or your notes. Now, if you're using your notes, ask yourself, does that sound more like topic 3, the Revolution, or topic 4, the Constitution? So they are Revolutionary era or a Constitution for the United States. Well, I know that's about branches of government, so that's the Constitution. So I'm going to look at my topic 4 notes first. And then I have these 7 options. A weak confederation, no, it's not branches of government because that was the Articles of Confederation. Drafting a constitution, ideas, Federalist, Anti-Federalist, and the Bill of Rights. Understanding the Constitution. That sounds like it might have something to do with how the branches of government are arranged and organized. So I jump to that slide and I start looking for how many branches of government there are. No, that's about federalism. Oh, here we go. This slide has something about branches of government over here. So you could tell me that your source is slide 22 on branches of government or separation of powers. Separation of powers. All right, the browser unlocked. So I'm looking at topic 4 and trying to find out where to look. Just like before, I'll probably pick understanding the Constitution to find that, and then I have to look for text that might be helpful. Let's see, the preamble, 7 basic principles. Oh, here's the legislative branch, executive branch, and judicial branch, so I can count them. So you could tell me then your source is topic 4, the Constitution for the United States, lesson 5, understanding the Constitution, and then texts 3, 4, and 5 as your source. I think that's a little more complicated, a little more time consuming. I recommend you just go through your notes to find the answers. But ultimately, it is up to you and you do have the choice. Again, notice the question is restated and answered in a complete sentence. There is a source. You can't just write notes or book. Without fail, someone is going to give me a piece of paper with just D, F, B, A, C, true, false, true, Benedict Arnold, and be like, Mr. Frederick, why didn't I get any points? You can't just give me random answers. That doesn't show me you actually learned anything or engaged with the content. That just shows me you figure out which boxes to click, and that is not the same thing as meaningful learning. So even true, false, and fill in the blank questions must be fully written out. All right, if you have any questions, wave me down in class, and I will go over this briefly in class. And then you'll have all class time remaining after the CQA and Friday to work on this. Thanks.